I said it too soon.
You did,
Oh, sorry.
Coming down. Next one, I think so.
Oh yeah. No, we're talking about wonderful
If I could now ask everyone to please stand for the arrival of our bride.
Somebody up here dressed in wedding dresses. Oh.
Welcome everyone. Today we're here to join Jackie and Mark in matrimony. Who has the honour of presenting this one to this man? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tiffany Berg and I am a registered marriage celebrant, and I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to the law. Today is a celebration of love, of commitment, of friendship, of family, and of two people who are in it forever. You don't have to have a ceremony to have a marriage. And when you think about it, the whole thing is kind of weird, right? You're standing up here, looking fancy, holding flowers and being stared at by everyone who's pretty much known you for 20-something years. So why do we do it? The marriage ceremony has been an important feature across nearly every culture, religion, generation and society. We have thousands of important moments that happen throughout our lives, but this one is regarded as so critical that we acknowledge its special status by sharing it with others. So, why this moment? Because despite all of our differences, love is what we all share. It's the one great unifier, our one universal truth. That no matter who we are, where we've come from, and what we believe, we know this one thing. Love is what we're doing right. That's why you're both standing here, and that's why everyone is also here watching you stand here. We have all loved in our lifetime, and in this moment, we are reminded that the ability to love is the very best part of our humanity. I'd like to welcome now Bianca to do a small reading.
All of us here today have our own love stories. Some are short, others long, some are yet unwritten, while others are just getting to the good part. There are chapters in all of our stories that are sad or disappointing, and others that are exciting and full of adventure. In a staff room twice a week for years, they were too shy to talk to each other, but they took comfort in knowing that the other was there. By chance, while covering one of her classes, one day he graffitied her desk by writing her name in giant letters in painter's tape, which remained for weeks to come. She felt a sense of excitement and happiness that he had done this for her, and that a friendship was born on this day. On a noisy bus trip in Canberra, they guessed about each other's lives and how happy they seemed, to quietly realise that they now both felt empty without the mention of the others and theirs. She introduced the word whimsical into his vocabulary, and he reciprocated with the concepts of awe and submission. Two souls irrevocably drawn together so strongly by impossible circumstances could now never survive being apart, face enormous obstacles that would teach them the meaning that anything worth having is something worth fighting for. On that day, they rubbed thumbs together, trembling hands, and he asked if she felt that too. She looked forlorn and said that she did. Before he could reply, she took a long pause and said that she would wait for him as long as it took. This is a story of how a quiet art teacher named Jackie breathed life into Marc's lost soul and forever changed his life, making him feel whole. Today isn't just the first day of the rest of their lives or a chance for Jackie to be a princess for the day. Today is a day he now gets to thank her for choosing to sit with him one cold summer's day on a bus ride in Canberra. And with this moment passing, they slip briskly into an intimacy from which they never recovered. So that brings them here, a time to pause, look back and smile at all the moments that brought them here, and a time to look ahead at the moments that are still yet to come. I'm here, we're all here, because we want those moments for you. We're here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you, and to remind you that love isn't happily ever after. Love is the experience of writing your own story. It's not one moment, it's not even this moment. It's every moment. Big ones like saying I love you, moving in together, getting engaged, but mostly a million little ones that come in between the big moments. Falling asleep next to one another, making dinner together, spending holidays with your families, binge watching Netflix shows, getting a big hug when you get home from work. These are everyday moments that fuse together into one big experience. And even though this experience is so incredible, words fail us when we try to explain it. That's just the way it is with love. It's meant to be felt, not described. But trying to describe love is one of our favourite pastimes. We use the words we have to write stories and poems and songs about love. And even though we describe love in different ways, and even though love can look different from one person to the next, we all know it when we see it. And we see it here. So today, we have some words about what love is, coming from some of the people who love you the most.
Thank you, Bianca. Before Jackie and Marc joined in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I'm to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship in which you're now about to enter. Marriage, according to the law in Australia, is a union between a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you're making a choice. You're both choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, who makes you think, who makes you smile, who makes every day brighter. You're about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep. You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for each other, and to find happiness in each other. There's a simple premise to each of these promises that you're vowing to be there. You're teaming up, saying to the other, every experience I'm going to have, I want you to be a part of. Mark, will you keep Jackie as your favourite person? To laugh with her, to go on adventures with her, to support her through life's tough moments, to be proud of her, to grow old with her, and find new reasons to love her every day.
I do.
Jackie, will you keep Mark as your favourite person? Will you laugh with him, go on adventures with him, support him through life's tough moments, be proud of him, grow old with him, and find new reasons to love him every day? I do. Jackie and Mark, will you be each other's partners from this day forward? Will you bring out the best in one another, share your happiest moments together, and love each other absolutely for the rest of this lifetime and for whatever is to come next?
I do.
Excellent.
I didn't know that was part of
Is that my turn?
You have not known each other from your first glance of an acquaintance to this point of commitment. And at some point along the line, you've decided to marry. So from that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments to each other in an informal way. All of those conversations that you held in the car, or over a meal, or during all those long walks, all of those conversations began with when we're married, and continued with I will, or you will, or we will. All those late night talks that included someday, somehow, maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to each other, you know, all those things we promised each other before, hoped and dreamed, well, I meant every word. Look at one another right now and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintances, friends, companions, lovers, dancing partners, teachers. For you have learned much from each other in these past few years. Shortly, we'll say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life.
Can't get it
Perfect.
Seamless. Didn't even see it.
Jackie, as you place this ring on your husband-to-be's finger, please repeat after me. As I place this ring on your finger, I give you my heart. I promise from this day forward, you shall not walk alone. May your heart be your shelter.
May my heart be your shelter
And my arms be your home.
and my arms be your home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jackie and Mark have declared before all of us today that they will live together in marriage. They have symbolised this by the joining of hands, the exchanging of vows, and the giving and receiving of rings. So therefore, with the power vested in me by the laws of this country, I'd now like to pronounce you man and wife. Menaki Everyone, we're just going to take about 3 to 5 minutes. We're just going to sign the registers. You're welcome to come and take photos. Just be aware, obviously, there's a professional photographer that'll be taking photos as well. So we'll try not to be too long.
It's easier sitting inside, isn't it? It's easier sitting